Good evening from Philadelphia. I'm Ed Cohen with Jay Williams. Jay, they love Rocky and stories of redemption here in Philadelphia. Right now, the Sixers with a brand new outlook.
And with this town just winning the 2018 Super Bowl, they've been gone with a new nickname, Titletown USA. Maybe an NBA championship on the horizon?
Something tells me they're tired of watching the same video of Dr. J on the parade float. Minnesota begins the game with the basketball. Jimmy Butler goes down last year, nearly cost Minnesota the playoffs. When he's healthy, what makes him so dangerous?
Well, he's a versatile player. He's a guy that can lock up on the defensive end and the guy that can give you 20-plus points every single night. Let's remember, he missed 21 games last year. That's a quarter of the season. But the team didn't do that bad without him. They went 10-11. If these guys can finally come together and build some chemistry, they're a team that could be a 6 or a 5 seed in the West.
His first effort, off the mark.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Sixers have the basketball. Simmons to Redick. And the rebound taken in by Teague. Wiggins, a bad pass as the Sixers come up with the steal. To Embiid. Redick. Count the basket.
Here's a tip for your defense. You can't give him that much space. You have to push up into his personal space and make him play the majority of the possessions with his back to the basket. Because if you allow him to open up, there's no stopping.
Has a look. Deep two there, won't go. To Redick. 47 wins for Minnesota. They squeak into the playoffs. What's key to take that next step?
If you're Scott Layden, the GM of the Wolves, the one person you're waiting for to arrive is Andrew Wiggins. Now, he had an impressive 3 seasons that earned him a max deal.
What's up, man? How's it
young
going?
Man go from being the second option behind Jimmy Butler to now the third option.
Flushes down the slam.
Everybody in the building, including myself, thought that pass was going somewhere else. Fool me once, okay, but you're definitely not fooling me twice.
Simmons brings the ball up court. Redick. That's off the side of the rim, short.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession.
Be sure to check in one of your top subscribers with comments.
More in his own head.
Comments. Let me see who this is. Okay.
Here's Simmons with it up top. 8-2, our score.
Eminem having a few drinks.
Oh, okay, a few drinks. Okay. Yeah.
Gets it to go.
Right.
Could have been more. A lot of contact, but no
Why
foul.
not,
Can we
man?
take a second to talk about the most gregarious personality in the NBA? We don't trust in the process. No.
Yes.
We're
Friday,
beyond the
Saturday
process. Joel Embiid has emerged as this generation Shaquille O'Neal, and he's done it in a
Saturday night,
variety of
everything's
ways.
going all right.
He's a
We
dominant
got
big.
that big
He
game
doesn't
coming
shy
up
away
against
from the
Jacksonville,
physicality of the game. Probably the
got
reason
the
why he
Sixers
was up
tomorrow.
for
I'm gonna watch
Defensive
the
Player of the
Lakers,
Year.
too.
And also, he has a personality that
The
leads you
Lakers
into a
and,
conversation, whether you like it or not. And he's pretty
San
hysterical.
Antonio.
This kid is going to be a star in the league for years to come. You better pay attention to what he has to put down.
Right there.
Lets it fly from long range.
Oh, come on.
Tough shot.
No way.
Well defended.
Shooters shoot. Period. I don't want to hear
we
any
lost
excuses.
against the Wizards,
That's
man,
why
2
you're on the
times,
floor.
man.
You keep doing what you're doing with that superior
They blew us
confidence.
out in their house,
Sixers control.
and we lost them like by 2 in our house.
Joel
Embiid.
New Eagles game is a must-win, I
That's what you
feel.
want.
They
Now
better
a
win.
timeout here for the Timberwolves.
Yeah.
As they'll make sure
This
they're
is
alive
man.
in a 2-point basketball game.
Time is ticking, man. We're 3 and 4. I mean, ain't too many weeks. I don't see too many more weeks left of messing up. They only get 16 weeks. After they get about 6 losses, man, 7 losses. So, I mean, well, it depends on what division you're in. But still, you don't want that many losses on your belt. Once you get about, how many subscribers? gotta be kidding.
New blood
Stupid.
coming in for both sides.
Yeah, you get all messed up.
Waller into the front court. 2-point advantage. Fires the three.
There we go.
Can't connect. Over the line.
Good.
Backcourt violation.
Man.
To Rose. Down low Towns. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. That no good. Off the mark.
Damn.
The shot missed by Smith.
Normally we get that.
Rose to Towns. And finishes strong.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
It's Ben Simmons controlling the offense. To Embiid. Oh, that's rejected by Towns.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
To Towns. Oh, with the foul. And a chance coming up at the line.
You see this all the time. The defensive players establishing his presence on the court and also checking to see how far the refs are going to let him go.
Yeah, I was in another Eagles fan live stream channel and they said Rams will probably win the Super Bowl. Unfortunately, they said they can't CTH.
You know what? Yeah, man, the Rams are looking good,
I don't
man.
know about that, but yay.
Well, wait a minute.
Hits the second free throw.
Okay, you know what? The Rams are contenders, man.
From long range. Can't connect.
Yeah,
It's
the
no
Rams
good.
are contenders, though.
Rose
That's a
into the
good
front
prediction,
court.
man.
They can go
They
2
might,
for 1 if they
The
hurry.
Rams are serious. We got to play them this year.
Runner here. Won't
The
go
Eagles got to play the
down.
Rams,
See,
man.
this is something that everybody
serious
has,
contenders,
but
yeah.
some people choose to use
This
it
year,
or not. I'm glad you
just like
choose to
Kansas
use
City,
effort
bro.
on getting around this
Kansas
frame.
City is the team, man, in the AFC, right behind Tom Brady. Tom Brady is
Minnesota
still the GOAT.
Joel
But,
Embiid with the block.
Yeah, but I
That's
don't
his
know
first of
about
the
them
game.
going undefeated.
Don't stare him down.
Oh, yeah, I don't know about all that. But
Here's a chance from long range.
it look like they're
And
going to take the
rebound
NFC,
around
I'll tell
by
you that.
Butler.
Damn. Killing us, man. Oh, my God.
Deep three at the buzzer. That ends the
Yeah,
first quarter.
the,
The Timberwolves have the lead.
Rams look good this year, man. But I don't know about them being undefeated, but they look good.
First quarter complete, on to the second period. A little bit of a feeling out process so far.
Yeah, both teams have came out. They play with great energy, and they've also done an excellent job of establishing their own tempo. They have to make sure they have to push through that and do more of that in the second quarter.
Going to launch beyond the arc. TJ McConnell like Rocky. He loves the tough
Wentz
situation.
is still better than
Look,
Jeff.
I'm not the one to hate. I'm the prime example of a bad decision that turned out well.
Yes, and the foul. And a
Jared
chance
Goff.
at 3 coming up.
People
Yeah,
get so
all right.
fixated
I mean,
on the hands or the
Jared
arms and the
Goff.
strengths of the arms. I look at the legs.
We
the
got
strength
to
of
see
his
his
legs
numbers this
help
year.
him power
Yeah.
through
He just
that
has all
play.
the talent
That's how you
around
get
him in the
and-ones.
defense.
Oh, yes. Man, yeah, man. The Rams. You know what? This is not the first time, though. This is not the first
Jimmy
time. I
Butler
think
at
early
the line for a
2000s,
chance at a three-point
late
play.
90s,
A
you had the
career
Rams. They won a
83% free
couple
throw
Super
shooter.
Bowls, I think. Maybe one.
Free throw good
twice.
as he completes the three-point play. The
They
lead
had
is up to
Marshall
6.
Faulk, Kurt Warner. Yes, I think Kurt Warner.
Jay, what's the next step for Ben Simmons?
Marshall Faulk,
MVP, Ed.
Isaac
To win the
Bruce.
MVP. But
Yeah.
perception is reality.
The Rams,
I've been
I
hearing
think
this
late
stuff from a lot of
90s
people
or
who've been
early
watching Ben
2000s.
Simmons show out this past summer on
The
IG.
St. Louis
One
Rams
will
was the
perceive
squad.
that Ben Simmons has already won
They
a
had Isaac
championship
Bruce,
when that has not been the case. Ben Simmons needs to get back to the lab, stay in the gym, continue to work on that jump shot.
Yeah,
Because
man,
this
the
is still a
Rams was the
team that
was the
lost
team
1 to
10 years
4
ago.
to the Celtics.
Yeah, the
without
Rams
Kyrie
when they had
Irving
Kurt
and Gordon
Warner,
Hayward.
Isaac Bruce, and Marshall Faulk.
McConnell to Embiid.
St. Louis Rams, they were the team.
Joel Embiid.
So this is
That's
not
three
new.
now on
Most people that don't know the
Joel
they don't know the
Embiid
history
looking to
of
take his game
football.
to a completely
Everybody
different
they'll
level.
go from
After working out with one of the best trainers
let's
in the
say
league this
2015
offseason, an
on
all-star
up
for
to
the
today.
first time last
Nobody
year,
looks at
averaging 23
NFL
points.
going back
Safe to say, no longer
to
trust
the
the
year
process.
2000,
Joel Embiid
going back
is
to
the process.
1998.
And
You
he's
know,
going to the line to shoot two.
you know what I mean?
Great
Most
job,
people
Ed,
look
by
at
the
Cam
shooter
Newton
to create
and think that he was the
contact
only
after the jump.
sensation.
That's how
Or
you
you
get
know
to
what
the
I
free
mean? Or
throw
they'll look at Tom Brady and say he's the only sensation. Not knowing you had other people,
Karl
Joe
Anthony
Montana,
Towns at the line.
Steve Young, Brett Favre.
First free throw is
What
good.
about Brett Favre in Green Bay Packers? Brett Favre before Aaron Rodgers.
2 for 2 on that
You
trip.
know, they'll go with the history. Like Eagles, we had some good players going back. Jonathan McNabb, what about him? What about
Philadelphia.
Terrell
With the
Owens? What about
basketball.
Irvin Fryer?
McConnell.
Ricky Waters, Randall Cunningham, Rodney
Knocked
Peete.
loose. Taken by the Wolves.
I remember the Eagles
That's
going
called
back to
game
89,
plan execution
88. Buddy
to
Ryan,
perfection.
was
Every
the,
possession on the road is critical.
defensive coordinator for Philly.
Yay, that's when I first started watching football is in 2001 when I turned on SB Patriots and the Rams. That's one of the first games I saw for.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, I'm old school with it.
Markel
You know,
Fultz.
don't get
He's
me
finally
wrong.
on the
I
board.
love the game,
Makes his
NFL
first shot.
today. I think
Again,
the game
Ed,
has
if you made it
evolved.
to this level,
But
you're
it's
capable
very
of doing
important to know
things
the
that
history
normal
of something.
humans could never do.
Because
Even
that's
if
the
you're not
monument of the
known
game.
for it.
You got to know the history. You got to
No
have a
good,
history
Butler.
with certain
Down low.
things. That's the monument of it.
Inside, he scores.
Jimmy
You know?
Butler's made such an impact on this young
That's the
Timberwolves
monument
team.
of the game, knowing
A
the
guy
history
with the
of it.
blue collar mentality.
Or the
shows up to practice
Cowboys,
early and stays late.
1993,
And
what was it,
obviously we saw
91,
that in the fact
93?
that the Minnesota
Cowboys
Timberwolves made
won
the
what?
playoffs for the first time last year
3 Super
since
Bowls in a row?
2004.
The
Shot
Cowboys.
in close, no
Most people
good.
forget the Cowboys.
If I
were
was
Super Bowl
late to
champions.
party cause I was 1-2, which is late for first seeing football, but my parents weren't into sport
Doesn't
3.
take a brain surgeon.
Oh, okay.
That was not a good shot.
And it's never a great thing when you're talking to yourself the
Well,
entire
you know
next
what?
possession about the shot you just missed. Now you know you're in that player's
Yeah, I
head
understand.
mentally.
Everybody's not in the
Both
sport. I
coaches
can dig
dipping
that.
into their reserves.
You know what I
Changes
mean?
coming onto the floor.
Me playing sports is something I did during my idle time. It wasn't my life or nothing like that. Or it's not my career. You know, I don't get paid off of it. It's something I did during spare time when I was off of work. So, you know, I can dig it. You know, I couldn't make a living off of it, but I could play sports. I played different sports, basketball, football. You know, I was into golf. Yeah, you know what I mean? I was into baseball. You know, I
Markel
came up
Fultz
where we used to
trying
play a game of
cash in on a
softball.
three-point
We
play.
played football,
A career
pickup games,
47%
basketball.
free throw
Let's do it
shooting.
all, man.
Free throw
You
good
know?
to cap off the three-point play. That
We used
cuts
to
it
be out there in the
7-point
court
game.
when I came up, and then be back
Butler to
home in
bring it
time
up.
for the game.
Looking to make something happen.
You know, just like Michael Jordan.
Derrick Rose slams it down.
You know,
that
how they
has
say
to feel
LeBron
deflating
James
for
is
the
better
other
than
side.
Michael
They
Jordan.
really
I still
came
don't know
out and
about
made a
that.
statement so far in this
He don't
first
got 6
half.
championships.
Another powerful dunk, but another
He
easy
good,
dunk.
but he don't got
When
6
are we going to see
championships.
some defense?
Michael, he ain't Michael Jordan.
No and one. There was some
He
contact
ain't Michael
there.
Jordan, and they ain't Shaq,
Sometimes
Kobe.
you hear people give all
Kobe
these
Bryant
fancy
was better than most of the
breakdowns,
players
tell you
you
all
got
these different
today.
things they can do. That was just plain old
In his
simple
prime, Kobe
goalie
Bryant,
basketball.
Allen Iverson.
Muscled his way through the lane.
Oh, yeah.
Rose to
They was
Butler.
better than most of the players you got today. New York Knicks, Patrick Ewing, John Starks, Indiana Pacers, Reggie
The
Miller.
Wolves down to 4 in the shot clock.
That's old school.
So you then one day looking for football in
It's easy.
2002 year after and found out Eagles
That's
were
the reason
team
why
near
we're big
where
into
my
stats.
parents
It was
are
all
from, which is
provided to you
South
before the
Jersey.
game, the scouting.
That's right.
Markel Fultz.
That's right.
Terrific shooting. He's 4 for 5.
Everybody
No
knows
doubt.
the story about how
And the
Markel shot
Eagles
really
used to be
struggled
part of
last
the
year. I got
Steelers,
the
too.
cure. It's called
think they
amnesia.
were called the
Last year
Steagles.
never happened. This year is the
I
only
think it
year
was,
that matters. Let your game continue to
I
establish
think it
itself,
was
and your game doesn't
1946. I
have
got
to
to
be
make sure
what
I
it
got
was
the date
before.
right.
It can have its own new dimension.
1946.
Reddick still hasn't hit from deep in the
The
first
Eagles
half.
and Steelers were one
And
team
look,
at one time.
sometimes
They
you
called
don't
them the
have it
Steagles.
going every single night. Maybe
The
utilize
Steagles.
yourself as a decoy
And what
get some
happened was
teammates
both
involved
teams
with your passing.
separated.
Outside of Philly and saw first game on
Defenders
Fox
could
and
lose
saw
sleep
Eagles
with
and
this
rings on
guy.
the helmet. I
J.J.
fell in
Redick,
love.
well defended.
Oh, yeah.
Still knocks it down.
Yeah,
And
man, I
let me
saw
tell you how this
the
one goes.
Cordell
Ain't no
Stewart.
fun,
I
but
don't
the homies
know.
can have some.
I don't know if you
Everyone's
remember
getting a
Cordell
piece of the rock
Stewart.
tonight.
Butler to
You know?
Rose.
I remember when we had players like Cordell Stewart.
From the painted area, won't go down.
I mean, when I came out, man,
the
sports,
margin
it was
is
almost like everything.
on the horizon.
I'm telling you, man,
Doesn't
Sundays,
have the touch. No good.
it just
We
seemed like
call
the
some of these
sport was
players
better back in
practice
the day.
players.
Everything,
You know the guys
games,
that make 5 out of 10
sports,
shots
I
in
remember
practice,
him.
but then all of a sudden they're not gamers because then they're making 1 of 10. That's exactly what you want him to do. You want him to take those kind of shots.
You know, so sports was everything, man. Especially when Michael Jordan was
Mixing
playing.
things up. Hockey
Larry
line
Bird,
substitutions.
Kevin
Both teams
McHale,
making
Robert
changes.
Parrish.
How
That's
old were you and what year when you got into Eagles?
When I got in the Eagles, I was 9 years old. You know what? I was 9 because my dad introduced me to him. So I would say I was 9 years old. And Randall Cunningham.
At the line for
Randall
a chance at a
Cunningham
three-point play. A
was
career
the first
81% free throw shooter.
quarterback that I
Free throws
watched.
good to finish
And
off the
Dan
three-point
Marino,
play.
also
The lead
John
is up to
Elway.
5.
Yes, John Elway
It's in the
was
hands
one of my favorite
Philadelphia.
quarterbacks in Montana and Cunningham.
He takes
And
it
John
right after
Elway,
he scores. You have to fill
He
in
was
there.
better. He was
Nice man.
I saw a little
Yeah.
bit of a handle there.
John Elway,
Let's see
man,
if
and
that confidence
Montana.
is still there down the stretch.
Joe Montana. Tom
Heat with the
Brady would be,
basketball.
he's
These
the
guys
new
can hold for
Montana.
the final shot.
You know, he surpassed Montana. I'll give it to Brady. He surpassed him.
Old school.
Tom Brady
Axis
surpassed
man
Montana.
down
I'll
for the
give him that.
basket.
Old
And
school
Brady is
equals
the
high
GOAT of this
percentage.
generation. Or the last, 10, 12, Tom Brady, yeah. You know what I'm saying? He definitely got to be the GOAT. He has to be.
That's the end of the period. It's the Timberwolves in front.
Be right back.
Thanks, Ed.
The Timberwolves are feeling comfortable at the halfway mark. What I like from these guys is how well they work the transition game, using stops to start breaks. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Minnesota Timberwolves. The 76ers would rather be on the opposite end of the scoreboard. They don't have a single player that can claim double figures in scoring. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Philadelphia 76ers.
First half stats. Player of the half.
Butler has already put together a pretty nice highlight reel for himself, and that's just after one half of basketball. He did a lot of scoring, and it probably won't stop anytime soon.
Who was cold?
What can you say about a guy like this, except that he fits the title of this segment? He was definitely cold in that first half. Here are the top plays from the opening half.
Number 2. Number 1.
Back to Ed and Jay to bring you the second half action.
Jay, it's a huge question in Philadelphia. What can Markelle Fultz be in his second NBA season?
He could be a former number 1. He sent that one to the third row.
He was locked in. That was impressive. Minnesota with the basketball. T to Towns. And look out. Big finish at the rim.
In an era where big centers often get devalued, Karl-Anthony Towns is a true foundational player. He can function as a traditional center, but also can show you quick moves around the perimeter and knock down that three-point shot from deep.
Butler into the front court. His guys lead here early stages, third quarter. T to Towns. Throws it down.
You know what I like about this pass play? Instead of putting his head down and forcing the action, he patiently waited for the play to develop.
And he's fouled. He's going to the line for two.
I know this for a fact, Ed. Ben Simmons wanted to channel his inner Bill Russell during the NBA Awards as he stood up on that stage accepting that Rookie of the Year trophy, looking down at all the people that hated on him and didn't think that after a year of being injured that he can come back and be the one that everybody thought he could be. One of only 7 players in NBA history to lead his team to 50-plus wins while accepting the Rookie of the Year trophy.
Second one's good. Splits the pair. T-Wolves with the basketball. Jeff Teague. Better late than never. That was his first shot, and it goes down.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Simmons into the front court. His club staring up at an 8-point deficit. Nothing going here on that drive. To Redick.
Oh, denied! As my old teammate RJ would say, stay down, clown.
Shot from the lane won't go. To Embiid. Missed it. They weren't going to give that to him.
One of the best kept secrets in the game. Utilizing a head fake. Get the defender in the air. Crack into him. Don't give the refs any excuse not to call foul. I put that one on you. You went up a little bit lazy.
The shot denied by Towns.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
Wolves have it. Spinning shot won't fall. To Covington. Beyond the arc for three. Missed it.
And big-time coaching strategy. Oh, get that out of here.
Message sent, Jay. Coach is going to shift gears and adjust his matchups. Fultz. Their shot no good by Simmons.
Oh, I see how you're playing this chess match. That's what you keep doing defensively. Keep baiting him and luring him into shooting that jump shot. Exploit it.
To Towns. Joel Embiid sends it away. Second block in this quarter.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Buries it on the catch and shoot.
Yeah, and what we're seeing is a brilliant offensive display. You have ball movement, player movement, and great shooting to top it off. You get those 3 things going, you're going to be a dynamic offensive unit.
To Fultz. Markelle Fultz. He's now shooting 5 for 7.
There you go. I like seeing his scoring coming from unlikely sources.
Towns. To Teague. He had all day and all night to knock that one down. Need to hear more chatter on the defensive end.
I'm a little bit confused. Was that a well-designed offense or just poor defense? Maybe a little bit of both.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play.
Huh, he should get some kind of acting award. That's a great sell by the offensive player. But guess what? The refs bit, and that's the game.
Sixers finally break through. 52 wins last year. But, Jay, where do they factor in a top-heavy Atlantic division?
I still see this team finishing on the outside looking in. What I mean by outside is the 2 or 3 spot. I think this is Boston's division to lose, Boston's conference to lose. But still, the question marks with Toronto. Kawhi Leonard, does he really want to be there? Changing up their coach. What's going on with that franchise? And the question mark still is around Ben Simmons and his ability to shoot the ball down the stretch.
Timberwolves have the basketball. To Rose. Joel Embiid pins it.
Oh, he just blocked that shot out of bounds.
Jay, they're lucky they get the ball back.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
Butler. Knocked loose. Trying to cash in. Knocks it down from mid-range.
Not always the first option, but his number was definitely called on that one.
Rose into the front court. Counting down toward a minute to play in this third quarter. With the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
There you go, finally. Shoot your shot.
In back man.
And counted at the rim.
Oh, man, you're not supposed to be able to do that with that size, but in today's game, dexterity and mobility are off the charts for bigs.
Butler to Towns. Scores from the post.
Woo, did
Damn,
you see
how
that?
you getting
Eyes to the
killed.
rim, and the rest was all net.
And he's fouled. And he earns a trip to the line.
Aggressive play there, but you can't
Yeah,
fault the
it's kinda
defender
tough,
for being
man.
up in the shooter. You need to contest shots, each and every one of them.
Markelle Fultz at the line. First one goes down. Goes 2 for 2 at the line. Minnesota at the controls. Unbothered by the defense as he drills it.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number one, create contact, and number two, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
J.J. Redick trying to cash in on the three-point play. He's perfect from the line so far. Free throw try, off the mark. And scores. Deep 3 at the buzzer. Third quarter comes to an end as the Timberwolves enjoy a nice cushion so far. The Wolves with the basketballs. We start the fourth quarter. They have clearly been the better side so far.
Down by
Jay,
1-0,
that's
you
reflected
got
on the
this, man.
scoreboard.
Well, the cardinal rule in the game of sports is whenever you go into the fourth quarter, it's
Yeah, we're gonna try. We're
0-0.
trying to make
You
a
have
run,
play
man. They
the
killing
game
us, man.
with the scoreboard saying
You know.
0-0. And if you can win that
We're
game
in
by
third
double digits,
place.
then you've done your job
You know.
in four.
To Simmons.
Hopefully we'll get it together.
Oh, Ben Simmons.
Hopefully we'll
Tough
get the
shooting.
Grimmers
Only
lost to the
2
Atlanta
for 6
Hawks,
after
okay?
that make.
You know, I'm going to say something that people probably won't like, but guess
So,
what?
we
I
lost
don't
to the,
care.
Wizards
I'm
2
already
times.
counting Ben Simmons as a top 5 playmaker in the
So,
league. His
the
first
Timberwolves
two
are pretty
seasons,
good,
he had
man.
18 points, 8
Timberwolves
assists,
are
and 8
nice.
rebounds.
They're not
He
bum.
can finish around the rim and make everybody else around him look great.
Man, that was
There's
Jimmy
no doubt
Butler.
about it. He has all the ingredients to
Jimmy
be the heir to the
Butler.
throne.
We should have got him in a trade.
Ben Simmons with the
We
rock.
should get Jimmy Butler in a trade. That would have been nice for us. If we want to get traded, tell him to come to Philly. We'll take him.
Nothing going here on that drive. Not a good pass there. Eagles have it.
Tonight, it may
Oh,
not
my
cost
God.
you.
Oh,
But
get
in the
it out of
playoff
here.
game, it will.
Towns. Ben Simmons. Rejected.
Get out, get
That's
out.
his
Let's
third
go.
block this evening.
Get garbage out
Blocking
of here.
so many shots only gives your
Take
perimeter
it up.
that much more confidence.
Oh, my God. Block City.
And he can't keep it in off the block.
Oh,
Man, that was
Block
impressive.
City.
Some lineup changes now.
Damn,
for both
Timberwolves
clubs.
got deep. Ooh, Block City. They blocking us, we blocking them.
Yeah, he wants out, but I heard Sixers already said they're not interested in Butler.
Yeah, I know they're not, yeah. Because they say he's doing,
Simmons. He's 3 for
he's
7.
doing all
I know
kinds
this
of
for a fact,
disrespectful
man.
stuff, yeah.
Ben Simmons
I mean, he's
wanted
bad
to
news,
channel
I'm
his
hearing,
inner
you know?
Bill Russell during the
They don't,
NBA
you know,
Awards as he stood up on
they
that
ain't gonna let
stage
him.
accepting that Rookie of the Year trophy,
gonna
looking
become
down at
Kaepernick
all
for
the
basketball.
people that hated on him
Look,
and
I'm
didn't
telling
think that after a
If he
year
keep going on
of
the
being
rate that he's
injured, that
doing,
he can come back and be the one that everybody thought he could be.
you
One of
know,
only
they say he's
7
causing all
players
kinds
in
of
NBA
problems and
history
stuff like that in the
to
locker
lead his
room. He's
team
not
to
playing ball.
50-plus wins while accepting the Rookie of the Year trophy.
Jimmy Butler's supposed to be there to play ball.
Butler to bring it up. The lead
There's
stands at
better
9.
players than Jimmy Butler. He ain't the only
Sixers
good player.
have it.
You know, if he don't want to act right,
To
put other
Fultz.
people in. If he don't want to play,
Inside, he scores.
shoot, he don't want to play
And
ball,
with
put
this
some
pass
other,
just
put some
in.
other
Now
people
has
in.
going
Now
off
it
right
encourages
now in
his
this
teammates to
game.
move with more sense of
What's
urgency
that?
because they understand that next
Oh,
time down
Chuck
the
Yeager
court,
in
they
Minnesota
might be on
killing
the
us right
receiving
now.
end of that pass.
Oh!
Inside.
Oh, my
And a
God,
foul.
what a
No
move.
chance at a three-point play.
Oh,
The
damn,
defender
what a
was actually
move.
in a good position.
killing
there.
us.
They even made a decent play on the
Oh,
back.
Jimmy
Sometimes
Butler,
those
that was a
bounces
nice move.
Go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
Damn, what a move. Oh, Jimmy Butler, man, with the move. Look at that move. I might get him on the Sixers. We might need Jimmy Butler. Because I don't know how far we're going to go this time around. We won 3 championships, the last 3 franchise modes I've done on the channel. I don't know if we're going to win this time around when the playoffs come back around for us. It's season 4.
Jimmy
Shoot, I don't know
Butler
if we're gonna
at
win
the
it all.
line for a chance at a three-point play.
Because
Hasn't missed yet.
We're looking
That was a
suspect
nice
against
move,
certain
though.
teams.
And he misses that one free throw.
Yeah, we're looking suspect today, man. We're looking suspect.
And counts the
my
basket
God.
inside.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
T-Wolves at the controls going up the floor to Gibson. Wiggins. To Taj Gibson. From the painted area, won't go down. Fultz into the front court. The margin standing now at 7. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
The defender needs to do a better job of forcing a pickup there.
Butler into the front court. Looking to make something happen. T. No good to Butler. Down low. Ben Simmons sends it away. That's his 3rd block this evening.
Here's one of the biggest secrets as we move into this new age of basketball, especially in the draft room. You have to draft players with size and length. That's the biggest deterrent for any team offensively.
Butler can't get the bounce. Fultz with the basketball. His guy's down 3. Knocked loose. He's on the deck. Great sacrifice. T to Butler. Around the perimeter. Wiggins to Towns. Short jumper stays out. Covington to Embiid. And it's Minnesota's rebound. The Timberwolves have the basketball. Butler calls out of bounds. Last touch by Markelle Fultz. Time to shuffle things up.
For the Philadelphia 76ers, number 9, Dario Saric.
Butler. The pass set it all up.
The defense should have picked up on that action. That's going to cost them.
Simmons. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
That was such a great job by the offensive player. Knowing that you're probably going to take some lumps here and there, but still remaining aggressive throughout the shot and getting a crack at the extra point.
Andrew Wiggins trying to cash in on the three-point play. A career
74%
free throw shooter.
Hat game.
You ain't lying, man. They was hacking off, man. This was a, you know what? We want a rematch with them. We'll be looking forward to a rematch, man.
Terrific. 4-3. He engulfed him.
Yeah, they got it.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
No way, man. Damn, never lost. Oh, against the Timberwolves. Unbelievable.
Towns buries the 3. He's too good to leave that open.
I know the refs on the court all the time, but it doesn't mean they can see every play. Maybe defensively, grab his jersey, step on his toe, do something to kind of change up his pace.
It's a victory for the Timberwolves as they win this one handily. That'll wrap things up. For Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
Here, and I've got your EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Timberwolves emerged victorious after a tight finish. The defense in this matchup was outstanding. When they weren't blocking shots, they were making steals, and it all came together for a terrific win. The 76ers are probably frustrated with themselves after such a narrow loss. When the team goes back and review the film, coach will probably find areas of improvement. But one thing he can't say is they should have shot better. They did a great job of scoring in this game.
Game track. Three-point shooting.
Each of these teams were solid with their long-range shooting. So by extension, they were pretty poor with their perimeter defense. Closing out on shooters must always happen, whether you're tired or not.
Player of the game.
Karl Anthony Towns wasn't satisfied with just getting steals. He had to insist on getting a bunch of blocks as well. Now that's what I call defense. These are the top 3 plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
Here's a view of the upcoming games for the Philadelphia 76ers. On behalf of Ed Cohen and Jay Williams, this is Jalen Rose signing off.